On the phone with us, one of the stars of the brand new show on NBC Community. He is Danny Pudi. Danny, good morning, sir.
Good morning, everybody.
I got to tell you, we have quickly become big fans of this show, and I almost wonder if you guys sort of felt the pressure, because right now you're on in what is usually 30 Rock's time slot, and really in a lot of people's minds right now, you're taking the place of My Name is Earl, which got canceled. You guys have big comic shoes to fill.
Yeah, I guess we kind of do, don't we? I don't feel the pressure because I'm just the low man on the totem pole. I'm just a quirky little guy running around quoting movies. Sometimes I look at Joel McHale and I look at Chevy Chase, and I'm like, I'm in pretty good hands here. I'm just going to sit back and let them do the heavy lifting.
Does this make it a little easier for you that your character just quotes a lot of movies? Although at the end of last episode, the rap that you had in Spanish was fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Your beatbox was fantastic.
Salt and Demetri. Oh, what? What do you want?
So how did you come up for this role? I mean, you hear Joel McHale and especially Chevy Chase, and you got to think, man, big comic shoes that you were going to be working with. So how did you come about to be a part of this cast or get the audition or whatever that process was?
Yeah, I got the script from my agents, kind of just like any other audition, and they were looking for a character who was half Palestinian or Middle Eastern looking, and so right away I was like, well, that rules out a lot of people.
I think I got a shot.
I think I have a chance. But yeah, I saw the script, I read it, I was like, wow, this is really hilarious, and I saw that Joel and Chevy Chase were attached to it, and I'm big fans of both of them, and to me it was just like, oh wow, if this happens, this could be a really fun and interesting change in my life, No longer will I be sitting on my couch surfing the internet and downloading 80s music. Now I might be paid to do that.
We are talking to Danny Pudi, one of the stars of the new show on NBC Community.
Now, Danny, did you get any ribbing as a child because of your unfortunate last name?
What are you talking about?
Pudi?
And because that's one of those that it would evolve with you as you go through school.
Exactly. It would take different forms and amalgamations. And did you ever channel any of that rage maybe into your character now on the show? Because it seems like he might be a smidge off center.
He's just a little bit off. Yeah, that's exactly. He's off center. And I would say, yeah, I think there's definitely some teasing and some things that happened to me as a child. Pudi is kind of an unfortunate name. When you're going through last names and they're like, okay, Lincoln, Marks, Matthews, O'Hallahan, Punji? I'm like, no. Puddy? No. Puda? No, it's just Pudi. Chevy Chase, actually, I don't know if he's pronounced my name correctly yet, but that's fine with me. To me, it's actually like the grand icebreaker. It's the minute my name comes up on a call sheet or someone sees it, they start giggling to themselves, and I see it. And I'm like, they just can't say Pudi. It's hard. It is a little hard to say Pudi because it does sound like a dirty innuendo, but it doesn't mean anything other than me. 6 foot, half Indian, half Polish guy.
So you're a Marquette guy, I see.
I am. I went to Marquette, Golden Eagles or Warriors. Pick your mascot.
Were you there during the Dwayne Wade years?
I was actually at the game where Dwayne Wade had a triple-double against Kentucky in Minnesota to get to the Final Four. That man is sick.
He is something, and I was saying this on air all last year, and Salt was calling me gay because I noticed this. Your school has the best uniforms in college basketball.
How about it? How about that switch with the baby blue this last year?
And the multicolored.
It's fabulous.
It's so
like
fabulous.
A checkerboard on the sides. I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
Fabulous
Dude,
is the only word
those
for
uniforms, I was like, oh man, this gangster rappers need to jump on the bandwagon fast because these things, they're legit. I love Marquette uniforms throughout the day. They were like the first ones to pioneer the tucked out. Remember when they didn't even have tucked in?
Yeah.
They had the numbers on their butts. That was like, oh man. I mean, they were thinking ahead of their time. Those guys were like,
it looks like
shoes.
It looks like Marquette mugged the Nuggets. That's what happened. That's exactly what their uniforms look like.
There might be a little bit of that. I think, they just saw a good idea and went with it.
Now, have you guys given any flack to Ken Jeong from the? We all remember him from this summer in The Hangover. Have you given him any flack for seeing his testicles or balls on the program?
That's funny. I actually just said that. I was like, yeah, it is a little strange. There are a lot of people talking about it, but there's definitely some people who are like they had to turn away from the screen during that part. Excuse me. And it's so shocking and it comes at you so quickly. And I did see it in a movie theater, so I still, every time I see him, I'm like, there's still a half second of like, wow.
I don't know if Community, if there is a cast locker room or shower, but is he really as hairy as we were all led to believe in that movie?
I'm going to pass on that question. But, yes, he is a man. He's a full-grown man.
The next time you do a scene with him, I suggest instead of looking at his eyes, you just stare at his package the entire time.
I'll do that. See if you can notice in one of the scenes in the next coming episode.
Yeah, maybe right after The Hangover comes out on DVD, you know, they typically come out on a Tuesday. Wednesday, if you're shooting that day, just kind of just stare down and be like, wow.
Well, here's a suggestion. Maybe in The Hangover 2, where, you know, we're driving somewhere or, you know, we could be in like a little bug or something like that, and then I pop out of the trunk. Just throwing that out there. And then you get to see a little bit of Pudi.
All right, so if it happens, if we catch
again, we're giving
Abed
these great ideas.
looking at Senor Chang's crotch.
Yes.
We all know that's a shout-out from Danny Pudi to all of us here in Raleigh.
That's for everybody in Raleigh, definitely.
Danny Pudi, the show is Community on NBC. Danny, we're huge fans, man. Thanks a lot and good luck.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.